you know, I put myself off. Change the words in the title, put myself off. Welcome to Meanwhile in the Falklands from FITV. Hope you are enjoying our podcasts because we're enjoying making them. It's a nice Friday morning,
fun, isn't it? It's nice, good fun.
Yeah, and we get a chance to sort of chat about
whatever's been going on and kind of decompress, ready for the weekend.
Do you know what? That is just it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Decompressing.
That's what it is.
Is that a modern term, do you think?
Probably.
I've just taken off my glasses and now I can't read what I've written down. So, listener, what you need to know about this week's programme is that we have managed to produce for you about 23 minutes,
yes,
I think it is.
I think we've done quite well.
We have. We spent most of Saturday night.
Most of Saturday night was spent filming the darts.
Yes. And the technology gods...
They've not been our friends this week.
No, they've just had a bit of thing against us.
Of all the weeks for them to be like, you know what, no, nothing's going to work, it had to be this one. The first week when it was just the two of us.
Yeah.
And no, so we had tons of audio issues at the darts. Can't hear a damn thing. Maybe, is that a mustard word?
No, that's right. If we were American, we'd have to bleep that one out.
Cool.
They've got an issue with that.
I wanted to check.
Funnily not... do you know what? They're undecided whether to say it or not. I'm thinking, no, I can bleep it out later. Yeah, they've got an issue. They don't have an issue with pissed.
Yeah.
But they have an issue with damn, apparently.
That's strange. But yeah, so the audio wasn't working. Can't hear anything that was going on. We had... you were doing some commentary and we didn't catch any of that.
No, thank goodness, actually, because it was pretty rubbish. It was mainly... well, that's a 20. That's a 1. That's a treble 5. So that makes, and now I've said those, I can't remember what it makes. Yeah, that was just me. So it's totally rubbish. Then we got somebody from the crowd.
Yeah, we got somebody from the crowd to do some commentary.
He was a little bit drunk.
A little bit. I think most of the crowd was a little bit drunk, which I think is normal for the darts tournament. It seems to be the thing to do.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of them get drunk. But I do wonder whether if they weren't so drunk, whether they would actually be a lot better.
See, that's what I think as well, because you'd think because you need so much hand-eye coordination to be able to hit the doubles and hit the singles and everything, and so I don't understand why you'd want to drink at the same time as doing it. But I suppose it's just because you play darts in the pub and it's
social.
It's the social bit.
So things you've learnt this week, you have learnt that actually the golfing scoring is not the same as dart scoring.
A certain Mr. Walker. Made me very aware that darts is nothing like golf at all, which I knew, and my only comparison last week about golf and darts was that you said that in darts you had to try and get the lowest score possible, and that's what you have to do in golf as well. You have to try and get the lowest amount of hits.
No, so you start on 3 or 1, you have to get to 0 as soon as possible. Yeah.
See, now I understand that it's slightly the opposite way now.
Okay, glad we've cleared that up. I hope you're with us, listener, on that one.
But there was a line of thinking between what I was saying.
So we had 3 cameras at the darts. We had one that sort of sits behind the dartboard, covered up by some underlay.
Which is where I was,
where you
hidden behind the boards.
Yeah. And that camera is aimed at the players' faces. And then I had the 2 other cameras. So one was on the scoreboard, which helps us achieve all the titling that we have to do afterwards. And one was on the scoreboard. So we had to then mix the 3 together, so match the 3 together. And usually if you've got some audio, listener, if you've got some audio, you can, on Premiere Pro, you can select all those shots and get the computer to synchronise them, get the software to synchronise the shots. In the olden days, Kyle, when we had Final Cut Pro 7, had to do it by eye and by listening.
Well, at the very least, that's made you well prepared for this week's when you were putting the darts together.
Exactly. So you wait for the celebration at the working from the end of the game, where the celebration, where you put your arms up, and then sort of working back from there and
figuring out which dart corresponds to which score. And
I think the ladies' darts, I'm not completely happy with how that's synchronised. I don't think it's just ever so slightly out for me. I think it just takes just that fraction of a second. But I thought the ladies tend to be a little bit shorter than the men, and their darts tend to arc a little bit more.
They do. I did notice that.
Yeah. Whereas the men's
it's quite
sort of
straight, isn't it?
Straight on. Yeah. So
you might throw off the synchronisation a little bit.
You may see some issues there, but that wasn't the only issue we had with.
Well, yeah.
sound,
What else?
Was it? We had something else with sound, didn't we? See, I should have written it down.
Did we have something else to sound? Because the microphones failed on the darts.
Yes.
They failed us.
Well, actually, it wasn't the microphones, it was the leads, wasn't it?
The leads failed
Yeah.
us, sorry. The leads failed us for the microphones. And then...
Friday night, Kyle and I went to the Sue Whitley Memorial.
Oh, that's what happened. We went
the arts exhibition.
We went to the arts exhibition, filmed all of the artwork that the kids have done, all their portraits and all their technical work that they've done and all their food that they've made. And then got back to the office on Monday morning, put the SD card into the computer, and what's happened? It's completely corrupted, and all the footage is gone. Well, all the footage that I filmed was gone.
It was such a great plan.
Yeah.
I thought, such a beautiful
Yeah.
plan. Both
Split
of
it
us
up
go
between
in,
us.
you take one half, I'll take the other half, and then on Monday, because I read it somewhere that the infant and junior school had theirs on Monday from 2 till 4. They didn't listen, it was 9 till 1, so we were late for that. But anyway, so we did. I thought it was a great idea.
No, it was a great idea, and it would have really worked if the SD card hadn't messed up.
No, and my camera, for some unknown reason, decided to save to the flash drive rather than
your camera decided to just...
Sorry, so yeah, and then I had to find the flash card. It was just
it's been dreadful this week.
It was rubbish.
Just technology
anyway,
not friendly.
We did actually manage to get some stuff off the Sue Whitley exhibition, which listener was absolutely. I was really astounded at the standard of the art.
Same. Who was I talking to? I was talking to someone. I was like saying, "Oh, in the Falklands, you've got so many artists and so many budding arty and crafty people. It's kind of amazing the quality of."
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to see if that's a study, if that's just for remote locations, whether they are a bit more crafty.
Yeah, they encourage the arts and crafts a bit more.
Mm. Anyway, talking about being arts and crafty, your tie.
I thought you were going to talk about something different.
No, your tie, which is up and down like a yo-yo,
yes.
really, isn't it?
I'm yet to understand how to put a tie on.
So, for the benefit of the listener, what happens? The gentlemen who are staff members at FITV, generally when they first come, tie a tie like a schoolboy.
Yes.
I would say in general.
Yes.
In general.
Which is my preferred style.
Yeah, so we have to take them down the corridor to Mr. Foames,
Yep.
who ties a full Windsor knot for them, and that's what happens. But I think you only have one tie.
I do only have one tie.
Yeah.
So it's the same tie every single time I'm on the news. I could probably do with getting a new one, to be honest.
So, listener, if you're listening and you have a tie and you think, I don't use this tie anymore, please send it in to Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle,
inundate us with ties. Just send it into the FITV offices.
Kyle Knappett, FITV, Falkland Islands. He'll get to us. And we'll get to him. He's got one dark red tie.
One, yep.
And that's it. Which
I've
crowdfunder page, I feel.
Yeah,
get
exactly.
Some more ties.
Have more than we need in no time that way.
But we were just about to record the news this week when the first pictures of Thomas and Hannah preparing for Gibraltar hit the Facebook page.
They seem to be having a lovely time in the sun. I'm very jealous.
Yes.
Because all they keep posting is lovely food that they're eating,
yep.
them sitting out and lounging around in the sun, and I've not seen a lot of sport, to be honest.
Not yet, no.
Not yet.
No. So we went out, it was actually chucking it with snow outside, so I took
Yep. So we had to do our comparison
Kyle and
pics, didn't we?
Tyrone outside. Take a very, very mafia-esque kind of.
It was a bit
Tarantino.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot of comments of people saying that it looks very mafia.
Yes.
Very kind of Goodfellas like. Like we're going to take someone down the back and teach them a lesson.
So, also on the weekend, we had a terrific weekend last weekend.
We did.
I don't know what we're going to do this week.
I don't know. It was very, very busy last weekend.
Also,
we had
10 mile
the 10 mile tab. We had the darts tournament, as previously mentioned. And then we were out filming all of your drag bits and pieces on Sunday.
Oh, yes. Well, we'll come to that in a minute. But the 10 mile tab for the paras, there were some locals in there. If you watch our footage on FITV this week, week number 436, you probably won't see any locals because we didn't film that because we were sort of focusing on the
military men.
On the military men who had their, what was it, about 40 or 50 pounds of...
I think it was maybe 40 pounds
of
weight
running
on their back. And they were running the entire way.
Yeah.
And they had to do 2 laps of Stanley. And I think I saw people, well, I say I saw people running. They kind of saw us filming and then decided, oh, I better look like I'm running.
Yeah.
So I think some of them were probably walking a lot of it. But yeah, it seems, I don't know how they do that. And they've got to do it within a time limit as well. So they've got to do it within...
Otherwise they're out,
Yeah,
aren't they?
exactly.
Yeah.
Got to do it within, what, an hour and 50 minutes?
Something like that,
Something like that. Which is madness. I wouldn't be able to run a mile in an hour and 50 minutes.
So Kyle and I filmed all that on mobile journalism, so all on our phones. Obviously, the Apple footage, superior. We feel.
I don't know. I think my footage was just as good, if not better.
See if you can spot it, listener, the difference between my footage and Kyle's.
Send us an email of timestamps.
Yeah.
This is iPhone, this is Android.
But we tried to get some of the better, more picturesque kind of views around Stanley. Obviously, one of those was the Liberation Monument.
Obviously, have to get them running past that.
And there was one guy, wasn't he? He was running with a flag, and I was all set up on the ground on Ross Road. You were up on the top there, and he was coming along, and he was running. He had his flag up. He was with a bloke, and they were running, and it was going to be the money shot.
Yeah.
And then blimming car went by just at the prime moment.
See, I saw this as it was happening, and I looked down there and I went, oh, Mrs. Foams is not going to be happy with that.
Not happy. But anyway, we knew there was a group of them. I don't know how, there's probably
it looked like it was like a little company or something, with like 30 different palas.
Yeah, it was, there's probably a technical term for it, military
regiment?
term.
No, because the whole thing's a regiment.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Have you ever been in the military?
No.
Me neither. So I went up to the top then, and I feel I got the money shot then.
You did, and you were very proud of your money shot.
I was very proud.
Very,
of
very
my
proud.
money shot.
I think, didn't you put it on Twitter and Facebook immediately as well?
I tweeted it immediately. Went to the nearest hotspot, logged on, and tweeted that.
And then even the military photographer complimented you on it as well.
He did, yeah. I don't know whether he was, because I'd moaned about him on a previous occasion.
Good side.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was that. We've also learnt this, or Kyle's learnt this week, the difference between a craft exhibition and a craft fair.
I have. And I will tell you the difference of it right now. The craft fair is where you go to do crafty things and to make things. Is it not?
No.
Oh.
For the benefit of Tate, Paula's shaking her head. No, the craft fair is when they're selling the stuff.
Oh, when they're selling stuff, and then the exhibition is when they're showing like what they've made with it all. There we go. Now I know the difference.
So in the What's On guide, in September, you'll find that there's the craft exhibition. If you're down here in the Falklands, go to the FITV hall. It's absolutely amazing. Some of the stuff is just simply out of this world.
Yeah, the footage looked amazing on there.
Yeah, it was filmed with 5D though.
Ooh.
Yeah, Canon, give us some cameras. But anyway, so we had put, or you done the.
Yeah,
you're not the only one who's done it.
I did the What's On guide this week and foolishly put some footage from the craft fair on there. And Mrs. Foams very quickly pointed it out to me and said,
"It's a craft exhibition.
You have to change it. People will know the difference."
I used my office voice. It's a craft exhibition. Yes. So that's what we've been doing this week, basically. I think that's surprisingly come to the end of my list of things to do. We've got quite a relaxing week next week. Well,
we're just doing island game stuff, aren't we?
We are, but there might possibly be a piece of news that comes out early next week, which we will have to.
Yes, we will have to cover that.
Have to follow up on, and the Shearers. We haven't said anything about the Shearers this week. Who?
Oh yeah, because they're out of competition as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So they went to the UK. They went to the Three Counties Showground, I think, in Malvern, and did something there. Then they went up to some Highland show, and I was trying to find the results on the website, but I couldn't find any kind of resulty things other than showing sheep rather than shearing it. But they're now in France, and they started.
They're doing their whole international tour of it.
Yeah, it's called the Golden Shears, and it's shearers from all over the world. And I think it's every 2 years. And 2 years ago, it was in New Zealand.
Oh, cool.
And they travelled to New Zealand, but this year it's in France. So they went to that. Lee Molkenberg, Paul Phillips, I think, is shearing. Those are two shearers, and Pilar Castro and Vicky Bernstein, who are the wool handlers. Because you've not, I don't think you've actually seen a shearing competition.
I've not seen any shearing now. No. So I was going to ask actually, how do you judge a sheep shearing competition? Is it just how fast you can shear the sheep?
Well, you're
or is it
asking the
like-
right person, Kyle.
Well, I imagine
What I
you've
don't
covered
know
it.
about sheep shearing. No, from what I'm led to believe,
Okay.
it's the speed,
Mhm.
but it's also they judge what the sheep looks like after you have shorn it.
Okay.
So if
You
there's
don't
some,
want missed like
yeah,
random bits of wool
if
still
you've
on it.
missed some
Yeah.
with some wool or you've nipped
Yeah.
the sheep, you get marked down for that, obviously. But it's not, it's not a case of just grabbing the sheep and just, shearing the thing. There's a special way that you hold it between your legs
Oh yeah.
and where you position its legs.
Oh.
It's really complicated and it's called something. It's like chess, basically. It's like
really?
opening moves in chess is how you start off.
Where you start off and how
where
you
you start off and how
Oh.
because it comes off all in one, like you're peeling a clementine.
Oh, I'd have thought it would be just kind of jam the shears into the wool and kind of
No. It's a lot more complex
it
than
off.
that. And then the wool handler, so that the shearers will shear it,
Yeah.
it'll go on the floor. Then the wool handler will pick it up, and in one swift movement will, for the benefit of the tape, I'm demonstrating this with my hands, will flip it onto this massive table.
Oh yeah.
And it will fall in one piece like a tablecloth.
Oh wow.
And then they go around the edges, taking off the bits around the
Yeah,
edges, which they put in one basket, and then they sort of clean it up bits and pieces, and then there's a special way you fold it, and then that goes in, because then they all then go put in a press.
Oh.
It's
Yeah, it sounds all very
surprising.
technical.
Yeah, I think I may have said this before, but there's in the Falklands they do a shearing competition every year on the 29th of December, and the first year that they held it in town, we went to film it, and I was thinking, oh, this is going to be awful. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Oh,
It
I
was
bet.
totally brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a real community.
Like get together and
Yeah. To watch. It's amazing.
I bet it's surprisingly entertaining and
Yeah.
like one of those things that you go into it not thinking it's going to be much, and then you kind of get into the competition of it, and then you found someone that you're cheering on.
Yeah. Well, there's a local guy called Toot Ford who did a commentary, and he was it's so funny, so funny, because obviously he knows all of the competitors, and they do like a veterans round for the older farmers, and they do a young
farmer.
And it's really, really good day to watch. So
I'm interested in that now. Now I want to go see some sheep getting sheared.
Yeah, well, you have to wait till December, as you said outside Gilbert House yesterday. Oh, it should be Christmas, really, shouldn't it? Because it was snowing.
We've had such a lovely snow. Well, I say lovely. It's nice when it's falling. When it's actually settled on the ground and gotten all icy, it's not so nice. But it wasn't like big snowflakes falling from the sky. It looked like a proper Christmas scene. And then I went, oh yeah, it's July.
Yeah, because Christmas is barbecues.
Because Christmas is barbecues down here.
Barbecues.
Which I don't know how I feel about. I don't know if I'll...
It's
It'll
a very
be
weird
interesting.
feeling.
Yeah.
I remember going Christmas shopping for the first time in T-shirt down here. That's quite funny. So we're waiting for the results. They should be finished either today or tomorrow. Actually, the shearers in France. So we should have some results for you, listener, for next week. Looking at our board,
it's just Island Games pretty much.
It's just Island Games each week. So the plan is that Thomas and Hannah, if you look at our Facebook page, will be filming stuff, taking photos,
sending stuff back to us.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they send the footage back, hopefully each day of what's gone on that day, and we're putting little packages together to then put out on Saturday next week. So
bit of a late show.
But we get the closing ceremony in, so that's...
Which is important.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Tyrone with us at the moment. I was very impressed with his work
yesterday. He's been doing really well this week.
He'd looked at some stuff on YouTube and then edited a package for me. And I said, oh, look, you've done really well, because obviously you see somebody before... you hear somebody before you see them. And he's going, I watched a tutorial about J cuts and L cuts. It's like, oh yeah, we know what that is.
Yeah.
I've been experimenting with LUTs this week. Yes.
So you're putting together the beginning of your drag documentary.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about LUTs, to be honest.
Do you not? They are they can come out a bit weird if you've not used them a lot before, because they can kind of make things a bit too orange or make things a bit too dark and contrasty and horrible.
Yeah, well, this is it. I mean, a lot of them, sorry, for the benefit of the listener who doesn't know what we're talking about, these are like, effects that you can...
think of like Instagram filters that you can put on your photos.
Good
it's
enough,
kind of like that.
Yeah, that's good. So it's like that, but they're named peculiarly
the names,
weird
they don't mean
stuff.
anything, do they?
So you can't pick on one and go, oh yeah, okay, that's what I want,
Yeah.
because it's called
Kodak 5.2 whatever.
That's what they're called,
yeah.
aren't they? Rather than this one will make it look as if it's from a 1920s film.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. That's
You
what we
think-
want.
yeah,
More
exactly.
descriptive LUTs. That's what we need.
We'll write to Adobe, get them to change the names.
Yes.
Yes.
So basically, you just got to go through the lot of them
Yeah.
to find the one that.
Find the one you like the most, then just kind of toggle the settings a little bit.
And even then, it's very subjective, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
it
not
is.
you've done that correct or.
No, it's not very. It's not very clear, and I forget the words now. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's all very kind of like you'll look at it and go, "Oh, that looks nice," and someone else will look at it and go, "Oh,
Yeah.
maybe not."
So what we did was we tried to get as many drag queens as possible to take shots of them before and after,
Yep.
and then mix them together. But
Getting their transformation
only
into
3
their
turned up.
Yeah.
Which was unfortunate. And then we came all the way here to the studio to hand over the checks.
Yeah,
And
there was lots of check handing over this week, wasn't
There
there?
was, yeah. But then the Girl Guides, I mean, they've now got their £25,000.
I know, they're going all the way to Bermuda.
Yeah, they're off. So that last little bit that we gave them helped them get over that.
Yeah, they did seem very happy about it. I think they really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's getting them to their total. Because it'd be hard to... Because what did they get in the end from us? 3,000?
3,460.
And that's a lot of money just to get from in one big go.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, it's good. I hope they have a good time in Bermuda. I mean, I can't imagine they wouldn't. It'd be nice and
I
sunny.
don't know what you do on a jamboree. You
Neither
just
would I. I imagine
cook
it's a
baked
lot
beans?
of...
Cook
having-
baked beans and that's it.
Yeah. Having fun in the sun, I imagine.
Learn about knots. Or
Learn
is that
it-
just the Scouts?
I don't know. I don't know what they do in the Girl Guides. Obviously, I was never in the Girl Guides.
Were you in the Scouts?
I was not in the Scouts ever. I didn't do
No.
a lot of extracurricular stuff.
No, I didn't.
I was in
either.
like karate lessons,
Oh.
and I got to green belt and then just kind of stopped going.
Okay.
So, no, I'm not a Scout, not
No.
a brownie, not a
Me
Girl
neither.
Guide.
But
nothing.
I think it's a great idea.
Oh yeah,
And,
definitely. I think you can learn a lot in there.
Yeah.
They always seem like they're having fun when you see them out and about.
Yes. Yes, they do. Anyway, so we're looking at next week, and I say, listener, if you were coming down to the Falklands this week, which I believe there is somebody on of course there is somebody, but there's somebody I know who's coming down on the flight on Saturday. Not a lot you can do this
No.
week, to be honest. I don't think there is a
It's
lot
all a bit quiet.
at all. 16th of July, though, that's something you need to put in your diaries, because if you go down to the museum on that way, look at what the museum staff have done. They've got
What?
year 6 to take over the museum.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
How-
we should do that.
We should
We should totally do that.
just take over the museum for the day.
Get-
FITV.
Oh, no, I'm
Oh.
not talking about that. I'm get some children in here to take
Oh,
over FITV.
that I think that would be very funny actually.
Yeah, we can go
we
and
should
sit
do
in the
that.
studio and drink tea all day,
Yeah,
and they can
chill out. They can put together the package
They can
and
do it
figure
all.
out how Premiere Pro works.
Yeah,
It's fine. They'll figure it out. They've all got phones. They know how to film.
that'll be all right.
Exactly.
No,
Mojo
but that'd
Mojo Week.
That would be quite exciting. Apparently, they're taking over the social media and everything.
Oh wow.
So if you're in the islands, 16th of July, go down to the museum and go.
Will they be giving tours and stuff and talking
Apparently
about?
so, yeah.
Ah, that'd be interesting.
Sounds like the museum staff are just going to sit in Andrea's.
Gonna take it easy. I think they
Office
just
with
wanted a
their
day
feet
off,
up.
to be honest. They were like, "What can we do? We need a day off to rest and relax."
The next darts tournament is the 20th of
20th.
July.
And hopefully the microphones and
We
the
will
leads
be
will work.
ready for it next time.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we'll take a Zoom with us as well.
Yeah.
Get some.
Get all
do
the backups.
Yeah, and then whoever's doing the commentary can just wander around
Yeah.
with that. I think
That'd be
Um,
easiest.
that would be much better. And I don't really think. Well, by then Hannah should be back.
Yeah.
So that's something for you to look forward to, Hannah, when you come here.
Darts, starts, and more darts.
Yeah. Oh, it's all right. You know,
No,
it's
it
one
was
of those
good.
things.
I thought it was good. I didn't really know what to expect, and we got there, and it kind of the time flew by. It didn't take as I
No.
wasn't as uninterested in it as I thought I was going to
It
be.
ended very early.
It did.
11:30 it finished, whereas in previous years, obviously I've said in previous podcasts, it's gone on till like 1, 2 in the morning. So yeah, it ended rather earlier. but really good fun. One of those things I dread doing
Yeah.
because I think, and actually it's really good fun.
Yeah, once you're there and kind of in the spirit of things,
Yeah.
it's pretty enjoyable.
And I'm still astounded by the number of people who can just do treble 17 in their heads like that.
Oh, the mental maths is just incredible. I wouldn't even be able to do that with my fingers. We were
No.
having a conversation about that, about how we count things up.
Yeah, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. That brings us to the end of this podcast this week. Hope you've enjoyed listening. We have wittered on a little bit,
Yeah, just a little bit.
probably about too much, but
Yeah.
anyway, got a little glimpse of the behind the scenes at a very stressful FITV this week.
Technically challenged audio FITV this week.
Isn't it the worst when you
I
get
know.
it back and you think, oh, I've got some really good shots there, and then the card won't work.
It's a nightmare, absolute nightmare.
So anyway, nice to hear you. No, I didn't hear you at all. Hope you're still listening, Emily, Stephen, and Scott, and anybody else who's listening. Give us a bell. Give us an email.
Send me a tie.
news@fitv.co.uk. Send Kyle a tie. That's going to be the new hashtag. Just Kyle Nappit, FITV, Falkland Islands. It'll get here. And I know we have got some listeners in America.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, California apparently.
Oh.
Quite a few. So hello to you out
Hello.
there.
Hope you weren't affected by that earthquake that happened this
Yeah.
week. But
Anyway, drop us a line.
Yeah.
Let us know where you are. And we will see you next week.
yeah, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.